Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. I'm Shane, and it is the power of 8 at 8. I am joined with Eileen. How are you doing, Eileen? Oh, I'm glad I caught the mute issue ahead of time.
Was I muted?
Yeah, just for a second there. So
Hi, everybody.
I'm rusty, so getting back in the groove of things.
Back in the saddle.
Yeah, I'll blame it on the energies from Sedona.
I think we've been chatting for a few minutes, and I think you're still kind of in the energies of Sedona. All woozy.
Dealing with withdrawal symptoms, I think, a little bit.
High energy.
Make sure I got it on the right thing here, too.
I can't see your chats, but I will go back and look at them as soon as they're posted.
Yeah, I can't see them either. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
let me pull
my nose is itching.
Hey, everybody. We got Debbie and Jody and
hey, Debbie.
GP,
hey, Jody.
Polar Bears. Jessica
Polar Bear
Thompson. Terry Worden. All right. I got everybody before there was a ton of people in here. April Lunsford. Sorry to say Lunsworth.
Oh, I loved hearing your voice last night, April.
Oh,
it was so energetic. I felt like better than caffeine. I just need to replay April talking to feel that boost.
Definitely. Yeah, she's got that sweet spirit about her. Hey, Barbara.
Yeah.
I think we have. Don't we have images from you, Barbara? I think we do. I've got quite a selection, actually. Probably like 4 or 5. Sandy was at the event. She went to the nighttime gathering and stuff. But she, on her plane ride there, she was taking pictures out of her window and caught these. They look like, shiny craft or light beam or light orbs flying next to the wing. I don't know if those are protective angels there or what, but I'll share those images.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was actually going to interview her while I was there, and we just missed each other.
Just have her on live someday.
Yeah, I started to call her up last night and see if I could get her on the show. I was just running late and didn't have time to have the images loaded on for her.
We got to meet Frank and Jerry last night as well from your trip.
Yeah.
Because you had him on the love stream.
Oh, yeah. Frank, yeah, he was an awesome guy.
Jerry or Carrie?
Carrie, yeah.
Carrie. Sorry, Carrie, I said Jerry.
Oh, that's okay. I think your mic might be hitting a necklace or something that's clicking, maybe, on your wire.
Does that mean this microphone is live?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh.
It's okay. It's just when you said yes, it was like click, 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 click.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of that because I talk with my hands, my body. I talk with everything.
Yeah. I'll let you know if it does it again. It's fine now.
Yeah, I didn't even realize my mic was on. It's kind of cool.
Oh, if you're using one ear, maybe you can use the other ear? Or that might make it worse, huh?
I don't know. Will that help or not?
Well, I was just saying use the other ear instead of that one, so the mic, because there's not a mic on the other ear wire.
Oh, I can't hear myself at all, and I'm half deaf, so it makes me talk louder. It makes me shout. So if I take one out... Oh, switch ears?
Yeah, exactly. There we go. That way the mic isn't...
My tech man gets me set up. Doesn't matter if we do it live, does it? How's that?
There. I think that's good.
And just let me know if I click again.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'll be good. All right.
Cool.
On the fly, figuring things out. I love it.
Yeah, on the fly. So I went to Sedona in 2014 on a family road trip, which was fun. I was shocked at how developed it was because I went there in 1987, 86 during the harmonic convergence.
Oh, yeah?
I think Metal Rabbit told me that was 87 because it's in my mind is 86. And, once something is memorized wrong, it's really hard to change it.
Yeah.
And when I went in 86, 87, it was a tiny little mountain town with fewer than 10,000 residents, one high street, no major hotels, no golf courses.
That's wild because somebody else was saying that. They were like, "Oh, look at that road going through there. It used to not be so. Used to be like a 2-lane road going through or something."
Yeah. But in a way, it's developed in a nice way. It wasn't offensive what I saw in 2014, but it looked bigger.
Yeah.
You know, a lot more hotels, and I think there was a golf course and stuff like that. More resort-y, you know?
Yeah. I can imagine that just being a tourist town like that, they've had to expand because even the traffic was bad with expanding the roads like they did. I was like, man, where are all these people coming from? Like this is like a hot spot here, I guess, right now at this time of year.
It's such a hot spot for that energy, the vortex. Did you go meditate at Bell Rock or somewhere else?
We went to Boynton, and I went somewhere else that I don't. I'll have to look at Google Maps and see what the name of it was. And then on top of that, we went to that place that night. So I'm not sure about the title. I just sort of went, and the one spot I went to.
Where?
I was drawn to it. I don't know the name of it. I took pictures of it, but I was drawn to there to pull over there, and I stopped, and I got a picture of this tree that was sort of swirling around, growing, and then I found out later that that's an indicator that it's a vortex there because that's what forces the tree to spiral up. So I'm like, wow, I was drawn to this little pullover spot, and it was a vortex spot. And somebody had a heart on the ground I made out of rocks and stuff. I took a picture of that, and it was just beautiful.
Did you see a lot of people stacking rocks too? I kept bumping into stacked rocks in different places.
Oh, really? Yeah, I saw that at the, there was like a Buddha statue at the event center, and it had like little stacked rocks in front of it.
Yeah, I think you might have put that in your video.
Yeah, the first
video. That swirly tree, like when we went to Bell Rock, there were like hundreds of people climbing all over it like ants, right? Of course, because it's like, a vortex. So you just kind of wander around. It's big. It's a big, what are those mountains called when they're flat on the top?
Plateau, I think.
It's a big plateau. Is that it? And they kind of, some people speculate they were giant trees that got cut down. And
totally looks like it to me. When I saw the video, I'm like, yeah, it totally looks like it.
So we just, it's so big, you can just find a private little place to go sit and meditate. And where we sat, there was a twisty, twirly tree, but it was dead, okay? Because sometimes they don't like the geopathic energy. It's so strong. And on the ground under it was a branch about that long. And I'm like, please, can I have this branch? It looks so like a magic wand. I'm like, please, 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 can I take this home with me? And when I muscle tested myself, it was very positive. It was very good for me. So I still have my little swirly magic wand branch that I didn't break off the tree. It was like just lying there waiting for me to get it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I wish I should have got a piece of wood or something. I did get a few rocks I'll actually show.
Are they red like the canyon? Oh, look at that.
It's a nice piece, and here's another one. Most of them were really small, but I got these two bigger pieces. So I was like, man, I got to get a nice little chunk to...
Those are really nice. So, little door stops.
Yeah.
Bookends. Paperweights
for me here.
You know my pyramid story, so I hope you asked and said, please, can I take these rocks home?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I did that, for sure. I'm like, which one of you are going home with me?
Which one's coming home? You want to come home with me or not? Tell me now.
Exactly. Yeah, for those who don't know, you had taken a piece from the Giza pyramid, right? A little rock from there.
I think the middle pyramid, yeah.
And then had to send it back to your dad, was it?
Took it all the way back to Chicago, and then all these horrible things were happening to me, like crazy horrible. And I mailed it back to my dad, and I said, do not throw this out on the street. You got to drive it back to the pyramids, and you have to get out and walk to the pyramids. You can't just drive up to the pyramids. You have to walk up to the middle pyramid and then, sit down on one of its steps and then place it back and say, here you go. You're back home now. And it was just the funniest story. He used to tell it at dinner parties because he'd say, rock in an envelope and it says, please, please, please put it back at the pyramids on one of the steps, which is quite huge up to my chest of the middle pyramid. And he said he was so tempted just to, throw it out on the street, throw it out the window, as he was driving, just go, bing, there's the rock. And there was something in him that made him drive to the pyramid, look around, make sure nobody was watching him as he placed the rock back.
Oh my gosh, I wonder how many rocks there have went around the world and back like that.
And come back. Exactly. And I was, a teenager. I didn't know you have to, ask and receive. I just was like, oh, I didn't break it off. Okay, at least I didn't do that because we don't want to, you know, destroy the oldest, most sacred sites in the world by breaking them off. But it was just laying there. And I was like, oh, I'm going to bring this piece of pyramid rock home because I love the pyramids. I love Egypt. I'll have a little piece of it. No siree.
Yeah, get out there with a hammer and chisel. You're like, I'm going to get a fresh piece off of here.
But do you guys want to see a funny story? Okay, so behind me on my little, whatever, Welsh dresser, whatever you call it, from England. Okay, so this is a little statue from England from a lady in the 70s who made these out of clay. Okay, I don't have much left from Egypt, but I have this little copper pot that's kind of beat up. I don't know if you can see how beat up it is. Hey, whoever's loud in there. Yes. My daughter just asked me if that was an ounces measuring cup. I think they're dyeing hair. Ooh. Okay. So here is my green. Where is the camera? There you go.
Perfect.
It's called green glass. And those of you who collect stones and rocks will know it comes from the desert in Egypt, where they're now speculating that 30 million years ago, there was a huge explosion above the desert. Because if it hit the desert, there would still be an impact crater, right? Even from 30 million years ago. Yeah. Like, I think I've seen a show where they show the Gulf of Mexico is an old impact crater. So I'm like, I have this little necklace that holds stones. I'm wearing it. I'm holding it. I'm like carrying it around with me because I really do miss Egypt and I love it. I was there on and off from the age of 13 to about 21, 22. And I thought, you know what? While you were in Sedona, I thought, I'm going to muscle test for this green stone. I've never done it. And everywhere I held or wore the stone, it muscle tested negative. And I'm like, dang, I'm not mailing this back to the desert. It's never going to get back to the desert. Right? So, you know, this is glass made from a meteor that exploded above the sand, which crystallized the sand into glass without a crater, without an impact crater. And it covers hundreds, if not thousands of miles. So it was a huge thing that exploded right above the surface of the earth.
Terry's asking if it's opalescence.
Nope, it's just glass. Where's my camera there?
Does that help? Desert glass.
But it's a kind of calcite from the sand, so it's kind of shiny.
Oh, wow.
A little bit like moldavite, but not quite. A little softer feeling. So long story short, I've just dragged this story out. I know. I'm like, don't want to give this back. I love this stone. So I go over to where my 2 items remain from my life in Egypt, right? I think I have some jewelry, though, in a drawer. Mm-hmm. And I muscle test around them, and I get the strongest positive results. It's amazing. It wants to be with these 2 items. I'm not kidding. Okay, I know it sounds weird, but it definitely muscle tests really positively near these 2 items. So now
how do you do a muscle test?
You know, where it wants to be, where I don't have to mail it back to a desert.
Nice.
Yeah. So you know how to muscle test, don't you, Shane?
No, what do you have to do?
Holy moly, there's so many different ways to do it. It's kinesiology. Mm-hmm. So not being an expert on it, but having used it for like 30 years, my sister knows all this stuff. She's really well trained in it. Hi, Leslie, if you're listening. Your gut, where your solar plexus is, where the energy of life kind of flows in and out. It's not your heart, it's not your soul, it's your gut. Will give you a gut instinct on whether to do something or not. Right. And there's no way to test it, though, is there? I can do it with my eyes closed and I get like a sick feeling if it's something I shouldn't do. I'm asking my gut. Right. And I get a neutral feeling if it's something I can do. So I can do it without muscle testing. But what a lot of people do is say they put their arms out. You can do it to yourself. You test how strong your arm is, your strongest arm, right? Mm-hmm. And then you take something and you hold it in your palm and you put it out and you ask yourself, is this good for me? And then when you press on your arm, it'll fly down. You'll have complete weakness like a wet noodle if it's not good for you. And if it is good for you, it'll stay neutral or it'll even get stronger.
Oh, wow. Okay,
So
I've
you
seen
can
that
muscle
before.
test like plastic and it gets weak, cigarettes and it gets weak, alcohol. And then you can test things that you know are good for you and they get strong. And then you can test things that you don't know.
Hmm.
Like maybe some foods are good for you, some of them aren't. Some people hold it in this hand, their left or their right hand. They hold it over their solar plexus and then they test their arm.
Mm.
Some people hold it in the arm that's being tested. Some people put their fingers together. Can you see that?
Hmm.
Yeah. And you can see them usually like in the grocery store, nobody will notice. And you test your strength out with your fingers and you go, my name is in this lifetime, here and now, Eileen Coates. And then I pull and my fingers don't come apart. They're nice and strong. And then test it out. My name in this lifetime, here and now, is David Smith. And it'll just come apart. So they're like, okay, now I know I can ask myself, should I take this trip? Should I take this job? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I eat this? Should I eat that? Once you've tested your yes and no mechanism,
Hmm.
some people do it with a pendulum and they learn what their yes and no is, whether round or straight, left or right. I don't
Hmm.
really use pendulums, but they're kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done the
And
pendulum thing before. It seems to
yeah,
work.
those are super cool.
Yeah.
And there's another one. Let's see. Oh, this is one is so much fun. Stand still. Okay. Keep your eyes open so you don't fall over, or close them if you're brave. And then test what is yes and test what is no. And say, my name is, and say it correctly, and then just see which way you lean. Do you lean back or right or left or forward? And then say a lie, a complete lie to yourself, and say it as if it's true, and then see which way you lean. So if something is true and good for me, I lean back. And if something is false and not good for me, I lean forward like I'm going to land on my nose.
Oh, wow. That's
You
amazing.
got
So
to
it's almost
test
like
that one out.
becoming the pendulum in a way.
You become the pendulum and your gut instinct takes over, and your gut, which is it's not really your gut. It's like your higher self communicates with you through
April's
your
saying she
body.
holds the object to her solar plexus and then go forward or backward. So, okay, so people have their ways of doing this. And I've played with the pendulum, but it's not like something I go to religiously. I've just tried it out a few times and it
It
seems,
works, doesn't it?
yeah, because it feels like your higher self, like you're trying to keep it as still as possible and not allow it to move. And it's like your higher self gives you just enough of a nudge to cause it to move forward, backwards, or left or right. And the way I did it was forwards and backwards is like yes, and then no is like sideways. So I did it sort of the same as the head, or I don't know, or the no
I think my
answers in a
yes
circle.
is a circle,
Hmm.
and I think my no is a straight in any direction.
Oh, okay.
But I did a really cool experiment with the pendulum years and years and years ago. You might want to try. I got some sticky tape. You know what that is? Blue tack, white tack.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I took the top of the pendulum, opened a door, and stuck it into a door frame.
Yeah.
And then I stood, I don't know, 2 feet away from it. And I just willed it with my mind. I just pushed it with my thoughts.
Hmm.
I just imagined air blowing it. I tried all these experiments and eventually I could actually get some movement out of it. It would just start to circle, not big, not like,
Right.
let's run out of the house because this is really scary. Just a little bit of movement.
That's neat. Yeah, you're clicking just a little bit.
Am I clicking again?
Yeah. Can you guys hear that?
I think I got to buy some good headphones because I can hardly hear anything. How's that?
I think it's good. I won't know until you're moving around.
I need some good headphones. I really do. I'm borrowing my daughter's laptop because mine is so slow and old. It's just cranky.
Yeah, I
Cranky.
actually got these from just the dollar, or what was it, Family Dollar. They were, I wanna say,
Seriously?
like $8 or something. But they have a little mic on them too, and you can turn it up or down and mute it.
Really?
I'm not actually using this mic though. I'm using this mic in front of me here. It's just off camera. Lean it over
It's
there.
amazing that I think I paid $9 for these headsets at Best Buy actually, and it's amazing that they're good mics in
Yeah,
these tiny little plastic things.
yeah, yeah. They work great.
That's super cool. I'm impressed. For $9.
Yeah. Yeah, and the gold ones that I was wearing, I got those for $10 at Dollar General. So they look fancy.
If anybody hasn't seen your video yet from Sedona, isn't Shane tall? I mean, I'm like, whoa, because we only see you from the shoulders up, so we just think you're like normal average height, which is, I don't know, what, 5'10" or something?
That's funny that I got that several times where even Allison said that. She says, wow, you're much taller in person than all I can see is your chest and your head on the videos. And I've done a few, like I think one of the ME ones I got on the stool and showed more like waist up, but I guess you still.
But there's nothing next to you to judge it by.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when you did the bug and you said, I better put a quarter down so people know how big this thing is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Something to measure it by. I'm only 5'5", so I'm like a really average height. Now, Allison Coe looks tall to me when I see her videos. I think she's like 5'7", 5'8", and someone on your video said she's like dinky, 5'4".
That's what somebody said, but she didn't seem. That's why when they said that, I'm like, I thought she was like 5'7", because it's like 5'7" to me is pretty average. It's like my wife is about 5'7", my daughter's like my sister, she was probably 5'6" or something, but that's pretty average for women in my life is around.
It is,
5'6",
but I think
5'7".
in real life, average is 5'4". It's quite short.
Right. Yeah, but she actually had on heels too, so I was like, maybe the heels were. I don't know. She doesn't. Some people feel really short to me, and she, and I think 5'4" might feel like that, but I don't know. She didn't feel like.
I was a giant in my family for women. My grandma was 4'11", my mom was 5'1", and my sister, she's 5'3".
Yeah.
So I was like the tall one. I was actually 5'4" 3/4", and I've shrunk. I'm now 5'4" 1/2". So I've lost a quarter of an inch, but that's okay. Gravity.
Yeah, yeah. I was actually closer to 6'2". I think I'm closer to 6'1" now.
Gravity.
I think the last I measured, 6'1" 1/2". So I'm guessing I might have lost a ½ inch, but
I'm probably ticking people off by saying gravity, because we don't know what to believe anymore, and people are like, "There's no gravity." I'm like, okay,
gravity.
There is no gravity. I don't care.
Right. Yeah, that's so funny because, I got that several times about the height thing, and I was surprised at how tall Lauren was. She was probably 5'10" or something.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was, I'd imagine, I didn't say anything to her, but I imagine people, she was taller than people expected, but.
So when you went out at night, and that was really fun to watch. Did you guys see any funny lights? Did you, like, more than satellites? I always think if I see a light at night that just goes straight and doesn't go left or right quickly, I'm like, okay, definitely isn't an airplane because it looks like a star. I just think, well, that's got to be a satellite, right?
Yeah, and you can get an app, so it'll let you know that, hey, a satellite's going to be coming into view.
Oh, that would be really handy.
Yeah, and it's going to be in view for 45 seconds, because it's always there, but the thruster turns on, and that's what we're actually seeing. You're seeing the thruster of the satellite turn on, and it knows exactly, to keep it right in orbit, it knows exactly when it fires and for how long. And you can actually get that app, and you can tell, so you'll know.
That seems really cool.
Yeah.
I did see another TR-3B last week. I was walking the dog. I have a safe community, and it's fenced in and enclosed. I know him, and I like to walk around midnight. And I always watch the stars. I was looking to the east, so because Orion has reappeared quite large in the east, and that's like my winter constellation.
Right.
With Pleiades and Cassiopeia. Which to me, my last name, maiden name was McIntyre. So to me, that was a big M in the sky. That was M for McIntyre, right? Or maybe it was W upside down. So I'd just look at it upside down.
Right.
And there it goes, a silent, quiet triangle. And the only way that I could see it was flying so low that it was picking up some light from the ground, the lights on the ground, and the moon. The moon just ruins it for it sometimes. And it just flew by, and I waved at it just so it knew I could see it, whether it's alien or ours. I just want them to know they're not that invisible.
Right. Yeah, I got those 2 consecutive images when I left the shutter open, and you can see a streak going across, but I wasn't sure if that was, I don't know.
Or an orb or a shooting star. It was like a line. No, it couldn't be, because it was like a line here and a line there.
Well, yeah, I thought, and it continued. So you can see like here and then here, and I took them like consecutively back to back. But I would have thought if it was an airplane, you'd see a dotted line with it, like where the lights were flashing.
Yeah, I didn't think airplane. I thought orb, UFO, or shooting star.
Right.
Something where a solid image made that streak, just a one light.
Right, but it was open for I want to say 8 seconds per shot. So that
Did
was
you see
about
it
a
with your
20.
eyes?
I don't
Did you see it with
know.
your?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I was so focused on because I didn't have a tripod or anything. So I'm like laying on the ground. I had my hat laying on the ground with my phone just laying on my hat, balanced on it, and I was using voice activation to take the image. So I was like, shoot,
Oh,
shoot,
cool.
and it's like shooting
Wow.
up at the sky, and because I didn't want to touch it because if you move it, it messes up the whole leaving the shutter open thing.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure. Yeah, you caught something there. Are you going to show those again, or you've got other stuff to show?
yeah, we got some other exciting things to show. Actually, let me pull up. Let me, I will pull up the one. I'll let you read the email. Let
Is
me.
that the one from Carol H?
Yeah, let me share screen. Okay.
I have to
What?
go find it.
Oh, do you? Oh, it's okay.
It's
I've got to find the
it's
images.
here
So.
somewhere. I mean, I pulled it up earlier. There it is. I found it. Can you guys still see me? Because I can't see you guys anymore.
Yeah, no, they can't see you right now. I didn't
Not that
want
they
to.
want to.
I didn't want. I didn't want to pull up the emails and give people's broadcast people's emails. So I'm trying to do this in a way that I can keep
Yeah,
everyone's
I
privacy.
pulled up an email too, and hopefully you can't see the email address on it. You can't see anything from my computer,
No,
can you?
just your
Okay.
camera. But pretty soon they're not even going to see that. So I'm trying to see.
Okay.
Okay, extract all. Okay, that's going to be. Okay, so that's Sandy's. I will come back to that one. What's the name of the image? Is that the one with Rob?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe it is. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to pull it up here and then I can.
I better put my glasses on.
Okay, let me share the full
Oopsie.
screen. Whoops. Full screen. Here we go. Let me make this big.
Can you give out your email for everybody? Because I think I saw somebody asking for your email, and I wasn't sure whether for your YouTube channel it's the same as your personal one, Shane C. Rob.
Rob, yeah, at gmail.com.
Is it the same for everybody on YouTube?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
you can actually go to uotf.net and contact me through the website, or it's got my email on the contact page. So if you want to use, so it's just easy to remember uotf.net if you want to contact me that
Somebody
way.
asked last week, and I went back in to answer it, and I couldn't find it in the comments. So I hope they must have figured it out, or somebody answered it for us,
Mm-hmm.
basically, which they
Okay.
always do. It's such a team effort here.
Yeah. Now I think this is amazing. She said that maybe some people is going to think maybe something was flying in front of the camera, like a bug or something. I've never seen a bug look like this. Let me
So
just.
can I see it on my screen or not?
You can't see it. You
I
should.
see me.
Oh, really? Oh, I see
Now I see it. It was I probably misclicked something, you guys. I need you right here, Shane,
here.
right next to me to run this tech stuff.
No, this is awesome though.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is super awesome. I responded the same way to her. I said, I don't think that's a bug because of the intensity of the whiteness is very full, high
Yeah.
intensity light.
And
It's white.
typically, if it's a bug, it usually is more of a silhouette or like a shadowy type of.
Yeah, it's dark.
Yeah, it's not
It's
like
dark.
this. I mean,
Yeah,
this
that
is
is
really
that
bright.
is super cool. So I will read the email while you guys see those. Watch that if I can go back and find it. Yeah, I think that looks like compared to all the photonic images we got out of the Stanley Hotel, it looks very similar to those, doesn't it, Shane?
Oh yeah.
Like bright light moving. Okay, so hey, Carol, this is from Carol H., a member of our community, and she said we could share this live on the show. Hi, Eileen. I've been looking at the orb pictures that you've been showing on the Power of Eight on Unbiased and on the Fence. You mentioned that you would like people to send in their orb pictures. I've taken a lot of interesting orb pics over the years, but I really wanted to show someone this picture. around 2007. My brother passed in 2002, and I knew he never left. He was around me all the time. I started having out of body experiences a few months after he died and actually met up with him. That is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
My mom died in 2008. I'm so sorry. You know, two tremendous losses in 2 years. I haven't had Rob or mom visit me since then. I think he was waiting for her to pass so they could go home together. Oh. Anyway, the bike in this picture was his. He had given it to my son. One day I was looking at the bike, and in my head, I said to Rob, if you are around, could you show yourself by your bike when I take a picture? I took the picture, and this is what came up. I took another one right after, and nothing was there. I'm thinking that some people will say it's a bug, but I've taken lots of pictures of our land and have never caught anything like this. And for it to appear right when I asked Rob to show himself is too much of a coincidence for me. I agree. I agree, Carol.
I think
I
the
also
other. I'm
huh?
sorry. Someone was asking about the red light. I think these are reflectors on the bike from the flash of the camera. So the red and then the ones on the wheels are. So I don't think that's anything. I think that's just part of the bike.
It looks like it might be a reflector, but it's very, very bright, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
That
like
little
on the
orange
seat.
spot.
Yeah, well, you know how like when you're at the light source, it's
Yes.
extra super bright on reflectors. And that's what I think the camera must have had a
Yeah,
flash on
they're
it.
on the bike, whereas this one is so close to the camera.
Yeah, and you can almost see like a smearing, like
I
kind
see the
of
smearing.
yeah, like pointing towards the bike, like it's coming from the bike or pointing to the bike. The I don't know. I just see
And what
sort of
about the
a
smearing to the left of it? If you go to the left of it, it's
oh, like
very
here and here.
purpley. Look at the purple on the tree. There's
Yeah,
purple all over.
yeah, yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, that purple at the bottom of the tree,
Yeah, that's
a
really
lot of
vivid.
purple. I know that the road looks a little purpley in the back, but not quite like that purple splotch under the tree, which is obviously grass.
Hmm. Yeah, especially like right in here. That's
Uh-huh.
and there's some spots here that are really purpley too. I would have liked to
Yeah,
see
and
the
over
one that
there
was
too.
taken right before and see just to see what kind
So
of
actually, the image might be bigger than we think it is, and that little photon or spark of light might just be a tiny little part of it and not the entirety.
hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
Still
only
really
one more
neat.
line here. She said, I also wanted to let you know that I think you and Shane are awesome to watch on the Power of Eight. Thanks for all you do. Carol, thank you so much for listening and giving us your heart when we do our group meditations and for sending this in. This was a very personal photo. My heart goes out to you that you lost them. And I just think it's really awesome that you asked and this is what you caught when you asked to see your brother. That is really cool.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, so I had one. Okay, that was the one for Rob. Let me see what. Uh, see, that's
There.
gonna open up
So my
orbs.
glasses are all reflective.
Trying to see who sent me orbs. Oh, Paula. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Had so many I didn't want to mix it up. Now check this out. Look at this was almost like one of the pictures presented at the Sedona conference where, because it almost I don't even know if we're looking at a gravel road with orbs on top or if this is just solid orbs everywhere. I'm
Is
not
she
really.
shooting the sky? And are those the orbs that she's picking up? And stars? Do you think that's a night sky?
Let's see. It says the first one was taken at a crystal mine in Arkansas on 10-10-10. How do you like that synchronicity?
Yeah, and I like the fact that there's sacred geometry in this photo. Do you see how many of those orbs are actually five-sided?
Yeah, I was noticing that. How, yeah,
That's a sacred geometry
that's amazing.
shape.
It says, you will see there are thousands of orbs. So, no, I think this is just pointing at just, the sky or something. And it,
That is dense, dense, dense with orbs.
that is amazing.
I mean, I've seen some crazy orb pictures before. Remember that one in the castle? I don't know if we
Yeah,
life, but I shared it with you, where my friend showed, hundreds of orbs in a castle.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of these are five-sided.
Yeah, some of like the bigger ones you can really tell.
Yes.
Yeah,
And some of them
even
are
this one.
circular.
Yeah.
Energy is so, even though science thinks it knows everything, I think Jemima Puddle Duck was communicating with me this week on a video saying, I don't believe in atoms. And I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you. Our scientists know nothing when it comes to the reality of the substance of reality.
Totally.
Yeah,
they're just guessing half the
they're
time.
guessing. They're doing their experiments with clunky mechanical things that doesn't really tell you the substance of energy, the substance of soul.
Let's see what this one is. This is also from Paula. Let me see.
Pretty picture. Somewhere nice and warm, sunny.
The second was taken at a sacred site in Kauai. Is that one of the islands of Hawaii? Kauai?
I think it's where they filmed Jurassic Park, if I'm not mistaken.
Kauai. Kauai.
Mm-hmm.
I think, okay. August of 2012. It is rare to get an orb in daylight, but there is a huge blue.
Nice big
is it
purple
this right here?
Right in the tree.
Oh, okay.
That looks like the one that was above my daughter's head in the shipwreck museum, which I accidentally deleted. Dang.
That's
big purple orb. Purple. Again, purple.
She says, to me, blue orbs are Archangel Michael. Enjoy. Nice.
Yeah, and also if that's violet, if anybody sees violet instead of blue or purple, which is right between blue and purple, Saint Germain. And you did all the I am readings of Saint Germain. Do you remember?
I see blue and purple. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the violet flame of Saint Germain. I have a friend took a picture in her back garden, and it was just bright violet. And she said if she tried to step into it, it moved away and was always 10 feet in front of her. Oh, I saw another orb, I think.
Let me see here. Oh, just now?
And I agree. I agree with the Archangel Michael thing. Yep. They say that's the color of Archangel Michael, blue to purple.
Now, check this one out. Let me pull up the email so I can actually read this one.
Oh, my gosh.
That
looks like an angel standing next to that car.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
She was actually taking it because of the cool pattern from the under of the hood.
Well, that's the first thing you look at. You think of sacred geometry. When they do cymatics and they drop sand on a speaker and they make these cool patterns like that. And then your eye goes off the pattern to the right and you're like, there's an angel standing there.
Oh, yeah, this is from Barbara. She's actually in the chat. I knew yeah.
Hey, Barbara.
Okay, so yeah, this is Barbara's. So I want to read you guys the backstory on this, because it's actually similar to the one that you just read. Okay, so about 14 years ago, my boyfriend Graham died. After he passed, I decided to learn to drive with confidence, and I bought my first car later that summer. I always felt his strength in helping me to do that. I think it was that same year in December that I saw this neat snow pattern on the hood caused by the hood's support frame being a slightly cooler temperature than the thin hood metal. So I took a couple of pictures with my camera. One of those pictures had an unexpected apparition. And you can see right here, this is pretty amazing.
Big time.
Yeah, she said maybe it was a hair. I don't think it was a hair close to the camera. This is definitely something going on.
That's like a super duper otherworldly energy picture.
Totally.
Totally.
Yeah, it's almost angelic because it's got like sort of the...
Well, I feel like it's her boyfriend, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're admiring your car, like you did it, you're driving.
And I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
That's like whiter than the snow. There's no way that...
Photonic light. It's so white. It's so bright.
Yeah, and it's
we've
so
seen
defined.
It green, we've seen it purple, we've seen it white, and we've seen it yellow.
Yeah, let me see if I can make it a little bigger here, because this is... So yeah, I really appreciate you sending these in. I love this kind of...
That's an amazing... They both were. Both of those were amazing.
Oh, definitely.
Or all three of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just beautiful. So thank you so much for sharing that. Let me...
It's hard to take your eyes off of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You think that there's going to be a head appearing right where that really bright part is, right?
Yeah.
You're like, can I see a head in there anywhere? Nose, eye.
But this reminds me of the image that when I had on Candace Crawl Goldman, that when they were praying for protection, and it almost looks like a garment or a cloth or a robe, where it's sort of like you've got the wrinkles of a cloth in there, and it's...
You got the wrinkles of a cloth.
Yeah. So it's not like fuzzy like something close to the camera, you know?
It always, to me, looks a little smoky when I see those images. They always look more like smoke than fuzz or light, you know, when they spread out.
And I got to be honest, later, you know, back when I was younger and I would watch those shows and I'm like, somebody just did that or something. That's, you know, I would never think it was dust or anything. I'd always just think maybe somebody faked it or whatever. But now I'm seeing enough from people that I trust that I know.
People that you know.
Yeah,
yep.
I know they're not just going to go through all that and then, you know, sit on this picture for 14 years and then...
No, real photos. Unfortunately, there are a few people out there who are like putting water droplets on lenses and filters.
Yeah.
And then filming through those and like calling them planets, spaceship, ghosts, orbs.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, you always get a little bit of that.
Now, this is pretty cool. This is, she called it Fire in the Sky. Let me pull up the email here.
I've seen a lot of that.
It's beautiful, though. Yeah, and it's like just the time of day. It's been, I've heard people talking about the tree lines are much redder than they used to be because it's like just the atmosphere is changing or the sun
and
is
the clouds are much lower than they used to be. Have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
I always think, oh, wow, when the sky turns a bright pink or orange or like that, yellow and orange fiery, I'm like, wow, that's really stunning. And then I think, well, should I appreciate it if it's metallic? And then I think, heal it, love it, forgive it.
Right.
Say, thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. You know, heal whatever you think might. Yeah, and when in doubt, give it a blessing.
This is from Adura Marie. She took these on September 22nd, which is the fall equinox.
Yeah.
Of
That's
this
stunning.
year. Now, I want to say, okay, while the first image is dramatic when you see the fire in the sky, if you look a bit closer, you can clearly see the shadow of an angel behind the clouds. I
can see a face in the clouds, for sure.
And I'm not sure if this is the first image. Let me switch to the other one. And
I see two eyes, a nose, and a mouth in that one. Wow. Those are like clouds on fire, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which one is the one that, okay, it looks like the way they were sent to me, this was the second one. So I guess they're both really dramatic, though.
Yeah, very.
And with the whole pareidolia thing, seeing images within things, I have no problem.
Yeah, me too.
Let me zoom in.
We see a lot of things in things, even if they don't turn up on the video. When I play them back, I'm like, God, people must think we're nuts in this show.
I think everybody's at home with us.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this is amazing. I love when you get sort of this layer of red light that hits part of the clouds. It just looks unreal. It's
yeah, I can see a face in that. Do you guys see a face like popping out of that cloud easily?
Like eye, nose, and mouth?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if those are the wings.
But I see dolphins everywhere.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, over to the left at the bottom.
Like
it's
here?
just kind of got a nose, an eye, a dolphin fin, a couple of dolphin fins, a tail. Yep, we're heading for it. Go up.
Oh, over.
Go left.
Is it red?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, okay.
So I see a little nose, a little eye, a little fin on the top.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is like the fin and this is the head.
I see dolphins everywhere. It's just... And sea turtles. I see a sea turtle.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the wings.
I'm going to show you where my sea turtle is. Go up. Yeah, it's that eye. Go back there. That eye is like the shape of a turtle if you look at the appendages sticking out.
Definitely. Coming towards us like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was wondering if that was one of the wings, like if this is like the wings and the head right here,
Yeah, I see the angel. Oh
and
God,
then
yes.
this is
Oh
like the
my gosh.
tail of the like the bottom of
This
this.
is kind of like super angely. If you go to the top left-hand corner, you'll see the tip of one wing, and it's like imprinted. There you go, right there.
Whoops. I didn't mean to. Like this is a wing here?
Yeah, back out a little bit.
Okay. Like this is a wing and this is a wing?
Let me see.
I need to give you the pointer.
Yeah, a tip of the wing on the right. I'm going to take you to the right, all the way over to the right where you are. Keep going,
Oh, this way?
keep going, keep going. Further, 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 further. Stop.
Okay.
That would be the tip of one wing. So if that helps,
Mm-hmm.
there's a real shadow and there's a point there, and
Yeah.
I see the angel. It took a while. It's kind of like looking at those funny pictures where
Yeah.
they're like, if you stare through it long enough, it's an illusion.
Yeah.
Something pops out at your eyes.
Yeah, I could probably make out, I don't know, probably a half dozen angels here that, even a smaller one here with a head, and like I could totally see like this is like the body of one and the head, and then the wing, like the top of it's glowing in the top.
Yeah, I see it now. I see the one that you're pointing to,
I could see.
for
That's
sure.
probably the most, because it's sort of centered in the middle.
Yeah, it's the yeah. But have you seen My Skies 5D? He gets so many dragon photos.
Oh, really?
I'm like that. I think his name's Mike, isn't it? Mike, My Skies 5D. He's got dragon energy.
Oh, that's
He's
nice.
always got images, and he takes them of dragons in the sky. I love dragons. I mean, dragons symbolically are very powerful and very very
Right.
defending of
And knowledge too, like the plumed
righteousness and
serpent and all
knowledge.
that, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of going with the Eastern Chinese traditions of dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I like that picture that I featured that Atsuko had. She had drawn a picture of a dragon and sent it to me. It was in that Sedona image. She also did a relief of the Buddha and something else.
Oh, Pretty Dark. Are you in the room? Pretty Dark sent a photo, a hand-drawn sketch of you and me
Oh,
last
really?
week, but I need to get permission to put it up live for everybody. So we can show that on an upcoming show if Pretty Dark says it's okay. Yeah, great.
Is
I
it
mean,
is it like a caricature, or is it just?
no,
Oh,
it's like
okay.
us. It's like the real deal in pencil. We
Oh,
have
nice.
so many talented people in this community.
Oh, totally. Okay, let me make sure that's all that I had to share. Oh, you know what? I had one more. That's a video. It's a YouTube video. Oh no,
Yep.
I totally forgot about Sandy's pictures. Hold on. Oh my gosh, it was in a different folder. So okay, let me
Oh, okay.
close
No,
it
no
out
rush.
and slide this up.
Oh yeah, the airplane ones.
Yeah, I totally forgot about these because these are like UFO style. That I know
Those are
people.
pretty bright and they're very orby. They look round. Don't they look like round circles to you guys?
Yeah, now one of these she was saying is, I think this was the one that's the light on the wing. But these
Okay,
three, if you kind of see this triangular
I
pattern,
do. I see three in a distance
yeah,
and then a bright one on the wing.
yeah, and you can tell this is definitely different than these three. So let me,
And they don't quite look like stars, you know?
she took several images of them. Let's see here. Looks like fog on the inside of
Yeah,
the,
she looks like she got a
but you
little
can
bit of.
still see, this actually shows that it couldn't be a reflection though, because if it had been a reflection, the fog wouldn't have made it look fuzzy like that. So we're
No,
looking
and
through
that's
the
also
fog
like a
at it.
triangle, like a TR3B. When
Totally.
I've seen them, they have a light in the center that they can turn off, and then they have a light on each tip of the triangle underneath. I've never seen above one, so I don't know what kind of lights are above a TR3B.
There we go again here. Let me,
It's like a triangle. And they cloak themselves so well that if they just throw the lights on, that's what you would see.
yeah, there's something there. I don't know what it is.
It looks like it's in a triangular pattern to me, and I've
Definitely.
seen these things so many times.
And they keep moving in relationship to the plane. I don't know. It looks
Hmm.
like she might have increased the
Resolution.
Yeah, or saturation. It just looks more colorful, maybe.
To me, those look like lights, and they look like they're lights on something that is a triangular shape.
But whatever it
But
is, it's invisible.
what do I know? Oh, I've seen them invisible. I've seen them half cloaked, which is really funny. When the moon is in the right position, it ruins the cloaking for some reason. Somebody explained to me why once. Was that you, Shane?
No, I have no idea.
They said that they achieved the cloaking by somehow distorting the light around itself. And if an outside light, like the moon, interferes with that, it actually will ruin the cloaking.
I see. Okay, and then we can look at this one while we...
Oh, Orb Friends at a Dear Friend's Home.
Yeah, this is
whose video are we watching?
This is actually from Susan.
Oh, okay.
Let me... I wonder if I go full screen if you guys... Yeah, that'll work. You guys are getting the edges cut off, but I think it's better because they're just all over the place.
Yeah, lots and lots of orbs. Some bright ones.
And they're going all different directions and stuff.
They are.
I will actually...
Some are going up, which would be the opposite of dust, because dust falls down, and a lot of them are just flying up.
Yeah, and some of them are like even corkscrewing. If you watch this whole thing, you can see they seem to have a life about them. Like,
I wonder if her camera has the light, the flash on, or the flash off.
I think it's on by the looks of like the way these are lighting up and stuff. Yeah, and the way this is all lighting up, I think she's got the light on. Isn't that how you're supposed to do it?
Yep,
Turn the light
it
on.
is. And they're going like in all different directions. Some are going up, left, right, down.
Yeah, and she even goes into the other room. Let me jump forward just to see if you can see them. But yeah, they're all over the place.
Jen's Gems gets loads of them playing with her cat Nelson.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen one of hers before.
All the time. And then like one of her last videos, it just jumped off the couch and stared into space. And she's like, "Oh, do you see something?" I'm like, "Yeah, that cat sees something."
For sure, yeah. Let me let's see, share. Let me copy this link into
the video description.
Exactly. That way you can...
That's super cool.
Oops. Okay, so let me stop sharing this and go back to here.
I think we need to experiment more and catch more things around us, just kind of expand our consciousness more. Like, this is normal. This is life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and to... Who was it that... Somebody did one and requested it spiral or something. Was that on our show that we played that? And you could actually see it spiral
orb?
By a blue clock or something? I don't know. I watched so many of those things. I don't know.
Was that mine? Was that the one I took by the clock on the table and there was a green inchworm going through the air?
This one was a video. Was it a video or a picture?
Mine was a picture.
Okay.
But then I did have the video of sparkles and I walked through it. Do you remember?
Yeah.
The camera was walking.
Mm-hmm.
The sparkles were going in circles and then they were gone. I'm like, darn, I just walked through you.
Yeah.
I should have just stood still and just captured the sparkles moving around like this, while you could tell my video was still because everything in the picture was still.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing. And that was on your
I thought
trip.
it would go with me. I'm like, okay, let's just walk around this place. Oops, you're gone.
Right. Yeah, and that was your trip to Colorado Springs, right?
Actually, to Estes Park.
Oh, Estes Park, that's right.
Stanley Hotel.
Okay.
I met a professional ghost hunter. She does tours in Marco Island. And I told her about our show and stuff. And she's like, you have to come down to Marco Island. And she said, I want to see how the ghosts react to you. Because I told her that I was running through the hotel going, hello, hello, I'm here. Where are you? You know, I just like was so excited that they would be there. She said that if you have a high energy and you're completely accepting and loving to them, they will just like follow you everywhere.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to see if that was Susan's video by design. You can post the link in the, I didn't have the chat open on the other computer, I didn't realize. So if you can post that link in so people can watch the whole video, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, you mean you want her to post the link in the comments section now?
Or actually into the chat window would be great. Because she's a mod, so you can paste it right into the,
Cool.
and then people can watch your whole video. Because that's awesome. We got a lot of orb lovers here.
Yeah, keep them coming. We love sharing. You know, we know you guys, and it's just fun to actually see the real deal.
So where was this location that they were telling you to come down to? It was in
Marco Island.
Marco Island. I mean, where is that though?
I think it's at the tip, right before you get into the Everglades.
Oh, okay. So really
So
not too far from you then, right?
not too far, and she runs a professional ghost tour at night, and she knows the ghosts, and she knows where they are and who they are, and she wants me to come just so she can see how they react.
Would you
And
be
I would
spooked
love.
out by that a little bit, or?
I was like, then I was like, ooh, okay. Like, you know. But when I did it on my own, I had no fear
Yeah.
because we're just running through this big hotel, you know, beautiful 1900s, turn of the century furnishings. And I was with my sister. I wasn't alone. So I had all this courage. And yeah, I had no fear when I was running through the Stanley Hotel. We hit every corridor there was.
Yeah. But just having someone, I guess summon them just seems
Yeah,
a little
because one of
more.
them's a murderer, and I'm like, ooh, you know, but I'm like, okay, hi.
That's so funny because that night that me and Atsuko was at, we were doing that interview at that night, and the lady at the place asked why we were there, what we were doing, or whatever. And we explained, and
Mhm.
she's like, "Oh, while you're here, you need to go to what was it called? Some kind of haunted place. I can't think. It was like someone's name in Arizona, not far from there. I want.
Oh, not in Sedona,
No, it wasn't in Sedona. It was probably
not
like
in Albuquerque.
no, it was in Arizona. It was, gosh, it was a name. I can't think of it now. Like Gary or something Arizona. But anyway, they've done specials. It's supposed to be like the most haunted, one of the most haunted places in America, and
Oh,
like the one
Sherry
place.
sent me something from Louisiana that's super haunted too.
Somebody can
And she
help me out
invited me
there.
to come down and go do our own little ghost tour. And I'm like, okay, we'll put that on the list.
But I had so many uplifting places to go. I didn't really want to spend like time going to somewhere where like people like commit suicide and
Oh,
unexpectedly and
no,
get
no.
caught
It's
under
like,
elevators and stuff like that. So, I mean, it sounded
yeah,
neat,
it's
but I
like
had it.
in the hotel, I had no idea who the ghosts were. So I saw them as innocent and I was innocently approaching them. I think if I actually went and knew that something was malevolent, how do you say that word?
Malevolent, yeah,
Malevolent.
yeah,
Yeah.
intending malice.
Yes. If I actually thought something was intending malice, would I go and welcome it to me? No. There was one room in the hotel I stepped into and I got the creepiest vibe. I just went, okay, see you later, and left. I was
Right,
like,
I
I'm not
remember
going to
that room.
push this.
Yeah, with the door cracked on it. It just
With
had a
the door
spooky.
cracked. Yeah, kind of inviting you in, and you get in there and you're like, ooh, this doesn't feel right. So I was like, thank you, bye, you know. Now,
Totally.
before we do the meditation, I have to ask my daughter to keep that puppy quiet. Can you hear her? The
No,
puppy is on the door scratching to get out to us. She like wants to hang with us out here. You can't hear her?
no. I hear my fan kind of clicking a little bit. Hopefully
Okay.
that's not coming through.
Because it's kind of like bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, oh, it's the puppy.
Are you all able to hear it? I can't hear it, so I think
No, you
it'll be
guys couldn't
okay.
hear any little paws banging on a door really fast. You know how they scratch it really fast and the door goes in the door jam? I just thought maybe you'd think it was cool ghost side effects, you know, like looking at orb pictures and then hearing bang, 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 bang.
No, I don't hear anything. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Okay, you just chat with everybody while I ask
Okay.
my daughter to do something with the puppy.
Okay. Yeah, that was the first I noticed it. But yeah, it's totally cool. Let me see if I can, because it's going to bother me if I don't look this up. Haunted places in Arizona. There we go. Because it's like right on the tip of my tongue. It seems like it started with a G. The whole town was creepy. see. Huh? I guess. I don't see anything. Let me click on maps and see. It seems like it was southwest. When I was looking at Arizona, it's like southwest. It wasn't quite to Phoenix, but it was Jerome. Jerome, Arizona. I knew it was a name. It was a J, not a J.
Okay. So, it wasn't the puppy. It was this little guy who is my 5-year-old Yorkie who was he was having separation anxiety.
Aw.
Yeah. His name's Parker.
Cute.
And he's happy now.
So cute.
All 7 pounds of him banging on that door to get out. Boom, 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 boom.
Jerome, Arizona was the name. Have you ever heard of that place?
No.
Oh,
is it
okay.
anywhere near Flagstaff or... Oh, yeah, Albuquerque. Did I say Albuquerque? That's in New Mexico.
Yeah.
I was thinking Flagstaff is near Sedona.
Yeah, it looks like it's in between... Yeah, it's actually in between Flagstaff and Phoenix, just like Sedona is. But it's just... Yeah, if I remember right, it wasn't even that long of a drive.
Is the whole town supposed to be haunted or just like a hotel?
Yeah, I think the whole town. It's like a very small town, but from what I saw,
doesn't it make you guys want to have like a field trip where we all meet in a haunted place and stay up all night taking pictures of orbs?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah, and I saw a special on that once where they were like putting people in this place, like filling them with all these thoughts of like this is a haunted place, and they had like the infrared camera on them, and they were supposed to see how long they could sit there in the dark, and most people like freaked out within a couple of minutes. It was like, I gotta get out of here. I saw something moving, and nothing
I think I could do it.
And
I think I could stay the distance. How about you?
Other people were like, just a couple of them were like, it was just really peaceful and quiet, and and it was like really wherever your head was at is what you experienced.
I think if I was alone,
yeah.
It's a lot scarier. And I think if you've got somebody with you, you just feel braver.
Yeah, no, they were alone. They put them in there with just them and the camera. And they were all off somewhere else watching on the camera to see how long they could take it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be locked in a room with a ghost alone.
Right.
Unless it was someone that I loved who passed on, then I'd be cool with it.
Yeah, I don't think, if I remember right, it seems like it might have been that, what's that guy's name? Darren Brown. You know how he does mental stuff. He's on in the UK, but anyway, he does like shows, how people's brain reacts and expectations, and he's one of the guys that had that atheists have a religious experience, but by using these
headphones,
powers of suggestions. It's kind of like the guy with the God helmet in a way.
I've seen the God helmet.
Yeah, so I think the place wasn't haunted or anything. They just filled their mind with thoughts that it was, that there were ghosts there or something, and they let the people's mind take over from there. So I don't even think it was like a haunted place. It was just the thought of it being haunted gave them an experience. Their mind, and we're creator beings, so of course we're gonna create things if we're sitting there.
Exactly, and what if they put you in just a normal room and they tell you that there are ghosts in this room?
Right.
And then what if your mind goes, okay, there are ghosts in this room, and then you expand your consciousness from here to here, so now you really can see the ghosts in the room that the people who are there have no idea they're there.
Right.
So even the experience can be real depending on how your mind switches. Yeah?
Right.
So they could actually be picking something up, another dimension even.
Michelle's opinions. I don't know what that is. Can I post Fifth Element's video link? Do you know what that is? Fifth Element?
Hey, Michelle.
I'm not sure what that is.
Which link is it? Is it something that I know?
I don't know. I just out of the clear
blue.
You
can pretty much trust whatever Michelle comes up with. It's usually pretty interesting and pretty good.
Sure. Yeah. If it's, if it fits. I don't really know what it is.
She always does really uplifting, positive, growth videos.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
She's been doing a lot of sacred geometry lately. And I think the last one was holographic universe.
All right. So as far as topics, what are you feeling?
I don't know, guys, in the chat room. Do you guys have like an idea of what we should do tonight? Somebody contacted me and said, I'm really glad you guys are doing a healing meditation for our community, our group, once a month. And I'm like, yeah, I got to remember not to forget to do that we matter too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're spending all our time and energy and love on healing the world, which is great, but we also deserve love, healing, and energy.
Mm. Okay. So, yeah.
Well, is it time to do us? Should we do us? Yeah, let's do us.
Let's do us.
What do you think?
That's
Anybody
good.
saying anything in the chat room that...
No. Let's open some minds.
Yeah, and when we heal our community, we heal our loved ones. We can extend that to our friends. You know, it's your energy, it's your intention. So however far you want that to go, you can send it.
Definitely. Sounds good to me.
Cool. And no more dog noises, no more banging on the door. Oh, yes, now it is the puppy banging to get out. So I'm going to just let her out. I'm really sorry, guys.
No problem. That's life. Most people either are animal pet owners or pet lovers or just easygoing. So we understand. This is real life.
Do you see how different this Saturday is to usual? I'm usually on my own, and my daughter's usually, and her friends aren't here, and my daughter's working. And I take the dogs and I put them somewhere far away from me so I can't hear them. And of course now, you know, normal life going on. Kids in one room, dogs in, you know, running around. I did pick up all the squeaky toys. So the one thing you don't have to worry about is to be in a beautiful, deep, comfortable meditation in here. Squeak! I think I got them all.
Totally. Yeah, my grandson's not here, so.
Yeah, sometimes I hear family around you too, but this is an extra active night for me, where I've had to get up twice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, just an announcement that Lynne McTaggart is coming on, and this is her book, and it is #1. This is the hardcover, but it's in paperback on Amazon, and it's #1 on Amazon now.
Awesome.
How cool is that?
That's perfect timing to get around here, and so yeah, I'm really excited about that. That will.
We started out with this, yeah, didn't we? And we haven't really talked about it lately, but we follow the protocols of how to affect manifestation and change on a global level. You know,
using
big.
real science. I mean, this is like not just some woo-woo stuff here. That's what I like about her book is that, you know, she's like some of the other people I really enjoy that actually use hard science to.
She sure does. She's an American journalist living in the UK, and there, can you see her picture?
Yeah.
She is as sweet and kind as her photo is. When you take, like, her video workshop, she goes on live with that other program you use, Shane. What's it called? Zoom?
Oh, yeah. Zoom.
And she's so approachable. She's just like us. She's written several multi-million seller books, and she's still down to earth.
Still going to take the time to come on with us. So
yeah.
Really respect that and appreciate it very much so because.
So I do too. So just a reminder, we haven't really talked about the steps because we're so used to it, right? The most important part is the heart coherence. When we power up, we get into heart coherence by breathing in and out of our hearts together. That comes from heart maths. And by thinking of beautiful, loving thoughts, imagining beautiful experiences. Feeling compassion, feeling love is really important. Be specific in the visualization subject. Use all your senses if you can. Let's see, focus on, you know, you're in a meditative state. So if you want to send this healing love to a specific family member, do it. And of course, the studies show that those who do this with feeling not only heal their own lives, but they also enjoy more health, happiness, and longevity.
Which we saw with Jenny from New Zealand.
Yeah.
It just became the conduit for healing, and it, as a result, experienced the healing herself, which is...
And experienced it herself. I'm getting some emails from you lovely people out there sharing how you felt during some of the meditations. Some people cry. If you get to an emotional state during a meditation, you're probably experiencing an entire healing as well. That's in the book. Because as soon as you engage your heart, whatever you're shining out, like a flashlight, she calls it the leaky bucket, it comes right back on you. You know, it just literally heals your body and your relationships, your finances, you know, whatever needs healing gets healed.
Totally.
So she can talk more about that when we get to interview her and put her on the show. That's going to be so much fun.
Really looking forward to it. This has been a long time coming. It's hard to believe it's already here, because it was like, oh, that's like 2 months away.
Yeah, that was like July, wasn't it? I think maybe.
It's like the busier people are, it's like the further out. It's like it's like a little mini Christmas. You're like, oh, I can't wait. Like,
yeah, and I asked her once, because I took a video the live Power of 8 at 8 for healers, and I really enjoyed the course. And then I popped her an email, sent her an email, and said, would you like to come on our show? And within a week, we got a response saying, yeah, sure, I'd love to.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I'm excited to have her.
So we'll just do our healing for ourselves and our community. And while we're doing it, you can send that on to anybody else as you like. So
is this physical or just healing of all sorts? Or
it should cover everything. It should cover the physical body, the etheric body, which is mental, mind, electric. The physical body is atomic in structure, matter. It should cover the emotional mind, which is the astral, emotional, magnetic heart. And I don't like to mess around with people's higher selves, so I never request healings, because that's soul, that's spirit, that's between you and God. And I don't really think our souls and our heart, our souls and our spirits need healing. I think we're pretty close to perfect, but we need to connect with our souls and our higher selves more to experience the perfection in matter, the perfection on earth.
So healing that connection to our...
So maybe I could mention getting a closer connection to our higher selves and letting our higher selves guide us more in physicality. A lot of us know how to tap into our higher selves, because I'm hearing from you. And I do, you know, you do it through prayer, meditation, what's that called? Like Eckhart Tolle, when you're in the moment.
Right.
Really in the moment. You know, there's a super connection with your higher self when you're actually in the moment, and not in the future, not in the past, not in some dispute, not in some wish. You know, you're just present.
Yeah,
and then when you're present, you just feel this amazing gratitude for being here. You know you wanted to come here. That's what comes out of being present.
Yeah, and you get that emotion that comes with it. I don't know how many times that I feel like I'm revealed something and I'll be in tears, because I know that it came from a higher source. And it's just very emotional when you feel that connection.
Tears of joy.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. And you just feel so loved at those
We
moments.
are totally connecting here, because people are feeling tears of joy. So they are connecting, because I think the way Lynne puts it, whether you put 3 people in a room or 100 people in a virtual room, you just connect. Your hearts and your energy and your love connects, and it makes everything more powerful. You know?
Yeah, that space between us really becomes obvious that it's not empty space when you feel that connection like that. You're like, it might not look like we're touching right now.
But like a brain. If you just like picture a brain with the synapses, the Earth is like this tiny little brain in the universe, and we are the points where the electrical synapses go between us instantly, like in no time at all, no space.
In the field, the source field. So it's like we're in the sea of godly consciousness, if you will. And that's what connects us all. So we don't really see it, but it's there.
I was kind of chit-chatting in a comment with SMQAI. Do you guys know him? He does a Saturday afternoon show with Chick. that's getting really interesting. I mean, you know, like beyond the Mandela effect interesting. They're really exploring the fabric of reality. And I think I said to him in one of his comments, he was talking about the air being full of electrical charges, plasma, a really light plasma. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that's where the human collective consciousness resides. Maybe all this air is just full of our human thoughts, which keeps everything like working.
Yeah.
Green grass instead of purple grass, right?
Yeah.
You know,
we've talked about that before, like thought forms, like a lot of what people think are evil, like entities and stuff. They could just be our negative thought forms manifest in this sort of, you know, like it's just sort of there, and we think of it as more of these beings, but it's really a manifestation
projections
of
from us.
Yeah, our own projections from our own, using the things in a negative way that we should be using in a positive way. Our power.
Spirit Walker did an excellent few chapters that's going to be in our book, and he talks about the quantum field of projecting your emotions into the quantum field around you, just like you described, Shane. And then if you're feeling really negative and angry and disappointed, you kind of draw that out of people. You draw that out of events. You draw that around you into like elementals that you think are elementals.
Right.
And they're really just projections of your emotions it's a feedback loop to show you, yes, this is a bad world. Yes, this is negative. Yes, this is terrible. It's a feedback loop. And then people who run around going, yeah, this is great. I love life. Aren't people wonderful? They're projecting a positive energy that feeds them back positivity to keep their thoughts confirmed. It's like we're confirming our own thoughts.
Oh, I can totally see it that way. And I can totally see it seeming like evil entities and stuff for someone who chooses to see it that way. You know, I can totally see how it would appear that way. Because
somebody said to me in a comment that it's Satan that's doing the Mandela effect. And I responded back saying, it's really a shame that Satan removed the Kit Kat and put a curly Q pigtail on the Ford logo. He's really getting pretty scary now. You know, that's where I have to draw the line. I want the dash back in the Kit Kat. You know, it's so obvious that the Mandela effect is like, it doesn't harm anybody. It's just
I'm so glad Satan clarified the V and the W, because I had no idea it was a V and a W until he added that line in there separating them. So at least there's some positivity to the changes. It's like
the changes are obvious, but they don't do anything. Okay, maybe the Bible. Maybe people take umbrage with changes to the Bible, but when you're looking at, you know, geography moving, biology moving, it's innocuous. It doesn't have an effect, really, that we know of.
Yeah.
Movie lines changing, doesn't matter.
And it really depends your perspective on the Bible as well. If you've already sort of seen it in a certain light, it could just be a confirmation of what you've already been seeing and be a positive thing. That's how it was for me. It was definitely a positive thing, because it was pointing to a lot of the things I'd already discovered, I felt anyway, in my studies of the Bible, clarifying and confirming what I'd found out. So
it didn't scare you. You didn't think, oh my God, you know, there's a change to the lion and the lamb to the wolf and the lamb.
No, it wasn't a scary thing. I did feel like in the very beginning, I felt like some hackers got a hold of it. But I still didn't think of it as an evil entity. I just thought somebody figured out how to, you know, hack our reality.
How to hack reality.
Because it seemed like kids did it to me, teenagers or something.
Some
of the changes were just so ridiculous that it was like, you know, with like the little emoticon, the little, what do you call that, emoji they call it, the smiley face, the colon and the parentheses. Just like right in the middle of there, it made no sense, and I didn't remember it being there. So it seemed like a teenager was like, let's put a little emoji or emoticon here in the middle of this scripture, you know. So it just seemed like kids playing around, you know.
Yeah, I felt when I discovered the Mandela effect, I really thought, are we in a simulation and is someone messing around with us a little?
Yeah.
You know, I don't really think that anymore, because there's so many changes to the world, the solar system. You know, there's so many changes. In fact, I didn't even talk about it tonight, and we've been on already a long time, so I won't talk about it. But I did a video last night about a video somebody sent me, and it showed. Well, I'm going to look into it, guys. You know, give me some time.
Did you already post it?
Yeah, I posted it last night.
Okay,
while the love chat was on.
I need to check it
You'll
out.
see it later.
Okay.
And then I went into the love chat. The University of Massachusetts and the University of Virginia scientists and professors have determined, yeah, this is their theory based on real science, real radio telescope information, that we were in the Milky Way. We reside, our solar system, on a very small galaxy called the Sagittarius Dwarf Galaxy. And unfortunately, it has collided with the Milky Way, which is 10 times bigger, and it is gobbling us up. You know, so, ooh, scary, scary. You know, that's why they didn't give us this information. They didn't let it out, because they expect everybody to just, like, quit their jobs and go steal TVs, right? I didn't do that last night when I found out. You know?
Isn't that funny that, I mean, because they've talked about these colliding of galaxies and stuff, and then it's like, well, what will happen? It's like, well, they'll all just kind of, nothing really hit. It's just like everything will begin to swirl together, and it's like...
Yeah, he said, you know, the galaxies, everything is spaced out so far that it doesn't have to be boom, 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 but it can be if our solar system collides with a solar system in the way. That could be a bit of a rough ride, but maybe it won't, you know. Yeah. So this whole, we aren't even on the Milky Way or in the Milky Way galaxy, just totally freaked me out. I was like, what? What? We're That's on weird. The Sagittarius Dwarf Galaxy. They discovered it in 2003. And in 2006, they removed Pluto's status as a planet and call it a dwarf planet because they found another umpteen dwarf planets out by Pluto.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, even our scientists have no clue what they're talking about here, yeah. You know?
Even like, you know, you watch stuff on the sun and it's like, talks about how it's not really like a nuclear reaction, it's just burning stuff as it's flying through space, cold and then fusion. It's a hole, and yeah, and then it's like, and it's like, dude, they have no idea. It's almost like doctors that they just try this out. Oh, see if that'll help them out. No, that didn't help. You ever watch like Dr. House? It's like they're just guessing the whole time.
Yeah,
they're taking the symptoms. They're saying, okay, well, it could fit this. Just give them
like
a
little
dose
detectives on a whiteboard. Yeah.
I can totally see why they say they're practicing medicine, because they're totally, it should be, they're guessing. They're guessing.
And so are we.
Yeah.
We're practicing science right here. Because we're guessing, right? We're guessing.
Totally. Yeah.
So this whole Sagittarius dwarf galaxy thing has me fascinated, because that would go a long way to explain all the planets heating up, all the planets getting more luminous, more earthquakes, more volcanoes, you know, because if you're got a galaxy going into a galaxy, there could be some pressure and gravity and pull and tug. Eventually, we're just going to be with it. We're just going to stay together as one galaxy.
Right, but gobbled up, that just gives the notion like we'll be gone, we'll be devoured.
No, we won't be gone. It just ate us, and now we're part of it.
Right. That's funny.
I hold a Bluebeard. I haven't communicated with him. He's got to see this video, because he's always been going on and on and on about how we're moving around in the galaxy. Remember his early videos?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was pretty entertaining early on. I haven't watched him in a really long time, but I remember him talking about, if I ever get back to my home spot or whatever, I'm going to build a Faraday cage around my bed to make sure I stay where I'm supposed to be. And
exactly.
That was so funny to me to imagine.
I got to go back and check in with him and see how his videos are now, and kind of send him this link where they're not telling us that they think we're on a small galaxy colliding with a bigger galaxy, because, you know, this is elite information. Right. But then you think, is that why they're building the bunkers and the underground cities? Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Michelle's opinions. I just got your joke. When you said we were being gobbled up by a Milky Way, I didn't realize you meant the candy bar. She said, I prefer Snickers.
Oh, I'm sure that there's a Snickers out there too with lots of asteroid peanuts around us, boom.
Totally flew over my head, so I apologize for not catching the humor in that. That is pretty funny. We're being gobbled up by a Milky Way.
Actually, I don't think I got the humor either. I think that was an accidental joke.
Right. Hilarious.
Hilarious. Oh my God, guys. So, okay, well, I'm in a good mood now. So let's do this meditation.
Yeah, it should be. That should have been fearful stuff, right? It's getting gobbled up by
It should have been
galaxies.
fearful, but we're so beyond fearful. Once you know you live forever,
yeah.
How can you get worried about something as big as two, candy bars out in space eating each other?
Totally.
Oh.
Oops, I almost hung up on you instead of turning my camera off.
There you go. If you mute yourself, go ahead. I was just saying to Shane earlier that when he mutes his mic, sometimes I sound like I'm coming down a tunnel, but maybe that's just bad Wi-Fi. So if you want to, do you want to mute yourself and see what happens tonight?
It's been actually cutting out a little bit during the broadcast, but so we'll see if it. I'm going to leave the Hangouts unmuted and just mute my mic itself and see what that does.
Okay. So guys, I just have to click off my picture here. I apologize in advance if you hear dogs anywhere in the room around me. I usually get that under control a little bit better than I did tonight.
Bother us. No worries.
Yeah, I think everybody's dog and cat lovers, animal lovers here.
Yeah. It's like natural animal sounds in the back. That's it. It'll work. No worries.
Yeah, if you hear any banging, they're knocking on doors. They're so powerful, these little animals. Little paws make a lot of noise. Okay, so tonight I think we're doing a group meditation for the power of 8 at 8 for our community, which is for us and all of our loved ones. And our loved ones can include family members, and our loved ones can also include friends, neighbors, people that we know at work, etc. So you decide how far you want to extend loving, healing energy. That's up to you. So the first thing we're going to do is just get comfortable and kind of sit back, get into a comfortable position for about 10 to 15 minutes, and take a nice deep breath in to relax every muscle in your body, and exhale out. And as you exhale out any negativity from the day, the week, the hour. Take a nice deep breath back in, and this time hold it for a few moments. Let it oxygenate everything. And as you exhale out any stress or any worries, any worry that you may have been thinking about and holding on to. And one more deep breath in. And when you're ready, exhale it out. And now we start to breathe in through our heart chakra and exhale out of our heart chakra at a pace that is completely comfortable for you. Inhaling in through the heart chakra, not really holding it, exhaling out through the heart chakra. And when you're ready and you're comfortable with your heart-centered breathing, breathe in a beautiful, clear, crystalline light when you breathe in through your heart chakra, and exhale that same light out. And it can be any color that you like, that makes you feel really comfortable and very happy and relaxed right now, breathing the light in through the heart chakra and exhaling the light out of the heart chakra. And now we're just going to send a grounding cord from our root chakra, which is at the base of the spine. Most people like to send silver or gold. You can send a different color down. You're going to shoot a light down deep, deep, deep into the center of the earth, which is your grounding cord. It keeps you well grounded in this dimension and on this planet and in this space and time that we're sharing. And when it hits the center of the earth, just imagine that light going out in all directions like the root of a tree. Breathing in through your heart chakra and exhaling that light out of your heart chakra. Now, that light that you're breathing gently in and out through your heart, that light is coming from God, source, energy. And let it, as you exhale it, fill your entire body from the top of your head, down your arms, out of your fingertips, down through your torso. Let that light fill up all the space inside of you, down your legs, down your feet, out your toes. And as you continue to breathe that gentle, relaxing, clear light in, as you exhale it out, let it form kind of a bubble or an egg around you. And this is your protection while meditating. Nothing can penetrate this light that goes above your head, around your shoulders, around your front, around your middle, underneath where you're sitting, around your legs, and even under your feet. This is a protective, healing light. And what we're going to do while we're sitting in this beautiful, healing, relaxing, clear light is we're going to imagine a time or an event or being with a person that brought us great personal joy. A time or an event or a person who made us feel so very, very, very happy to be here and to be alive and to be loving the people and the pets around us that we love so, so much. And just kind of immerse yourself in that vision of how you felt. What did it sound like? What did it look like? And just relax in that happy, happy time. And when you're ready, you can continue gently breathing in and out of your heart, but don't really focus on it. You're in your protective bubble of light, but don't really focus on it. Instead, focus on healing your body, your mind, your heart, your emotions, your relationships, your finances, your decision-making abilities, your patience, your gratitude. Just imagine the wisdom that you already have and sharing that with others with patience, not expecting everybody to always mirror what you think, what you feel, what you believe, or even what you want. Knowing that everybody has their own ideas, their own wishes, their own desires, and we've gotten to a point where we can peacefully, cooperatively, compassionately, and respect each other as individuals, especially our family members. So I'm going to ask you now to just, if there is any resentment from past hurts many, many, many years or decades ago, to just breathe those in through your heart chakra and exhale them out of your heart chakra now, letting them go. Any bad words or negative words that were sent your way, any bad feelings or things that might have been done, just take them into this purifying, bright, clean, clear light and exhale them out so they can just dissolve. Just dissolve away into nothing. No scars, no energy left of them. You've just let them go. And it doesn't mean that you're going to let people heat negative things, because you're strong and you're powerful and you're loving and you're gentle. So you will not let people hurt you, but you will forgive them now, any past hurt that you may have felt. You're going to let that go and let yourself heal your body and your mind and your heart and your emotions. And if you feel comfortable Now would be a good time to call on your higher self, your spirit, your soul, your connection to Source, your connection to God, and to communicate with your higher self your deepest, most heartfelt desires right now. And if that's for healing a relationship in your life, or healing your body, or healing your finances, or giving direction on where you should go and what you should do and who you should do it with, whatever that is, make that personal to you and give it now to your higher self. And when you're ready, just give gratitude to your higher self. That is you. That is the bigger picture of you, with very little bits of the higher self in your tiny little life here in this body on earth, in this year, in this space, in this time. Give some gratitude to your higher self for always being there in the background, guiding you and providing you with the truly wise information that you need to have a successful, loving, healthy life. When you're ready, go ahead and send that healing light and energy to your loved ones. You can imagine them in specific rooms or states or provinces or houses. Just send them that light from your heart chakra with love to heal them as well. And then when you're ready, if you want, you can extend that light to your friends and colleagues and neighbors and other loved ones who might not be family by blood, but who are certainly family by spirit, family by soul, family by heart. And when you're ready, just kind of release the grounding cord, let it be absorbed back into the earth until you send another one down next time. And know that healing that you have created tonight will stay with you and will work with you and your energies and your loved ones' energies for some time to come. You can forget about it and just let it take its course and let it be done. Okay, so I'm going to start moving my neck. I'm going to move my feet, my arms, my shoulders. You guys do the same. Just kind of gently move around, get to feel being inside your body again. And if you feel a little emotional or lightheaded or dizzy, it's probably a good idea to get like a nice drink of cold water, cool water. It's very grounding.
Wonderful. I love it.
Yeah,
Actually, you ever have like the inner parts of your ear start tickling? Like it's like I don't know. I get that now and then. It's like it's not really like a. Sometimes you get chills. It's sort of along that same line, but it's not chills.
Like a vibration.
Yeah, it's like a tickling of the inner ear or something. I was getting that. I was like, oh.
That's nice. That's nice. That's like a vibratory confirmation.
Yeah, exactly.
That you're doing something with energy.
You didn't. Let me see here. Okay, so yeah, I think it sounded great. It didn't do any kind of cutting out or anything that I noticed. And I didn't hear any chanting in the background. That's some of the
or
strange things
crystal bowls or talking down a tunnel.
I actually got a bowl today. It's like a crown chakra bowl.
Can you? That's beautiful. Is it brass?
Yeah, it's brass.
Oh.
Can you hear it?
Oh yeah. I don't know if you're up for it, but can you play that while I do a meditation, or is that like too much work?
It's hard to keep it steady and You know, maybe with practice. I just got it, so I thought you had to really go fast and stuff, and you know, or ring it, or you know, but
That sounds nice. That's a really nice tone. That's crown chakra.
yeah,
Here,
yeah,
right here.
yeah. I don't know. Were you able to hear it?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
okay, so it's
Beautiful
got a low
tone.
tone, and then it's got a higher tone depending on how you hold it and do it.
Did you
and
get
stuff,
that in
so.
Sedona?
No, no, I just got it back here in town. At actually the place where I'm wanting to do the get together, but the guy wasn't there, so you know, it made me really want it. It inspired me to work on getting the get together with the people here local, like Susan. She's not far away, but
Cool.
I think there was a dozen or so of us. I'm like, we really got to get together now that I've experienced that, and I think it's just overdue, you know. And I've been
Are you
waiting.
going to try to do it before Christmas or after?
Well, I'm trying to get a hold of this guy, so as soon as I can get a hold of him, I think, you know, move forward from there. So it's indoors, so it doesn't need to be, you know, the perfect weather or whatever. I don't want it to be horrible for people to drive here if they're coming from, I think like Susan's coming from near Oklahoma City or whatever. But
Not too far, hopefully. I don't know the geography of Oklahoma. I only know the musical.
So yeah, you can feel it vibrating in your palm while you're doing it, and it's actually, even though you're sort of concentrating on doing that, it helps clear your mind with not thinking about other things, you know.
I usually get hot palms.
Yeah.
I didn't tonight, but it's okay. I'm sure that doesn't mean that it wasn't effective, but usually my palms are really red and really hot.
Ever since I had that reconnection with Case from Everyday Masters, I can, whenever I'm paying attention to it, I can feel that vibrating in my hand anyway.
I can feel it now.
Yeah.
When you do the case energy.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
have an in-person one or did you have an online one?
An online one.
Was it good?
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely. Well,
So he just says put your hands together with some like 6 inches in between and just gently move them back and forth until you feel the energy, like the resistance of like a magnet. You can feel the energy. Kind of reminds me of Joe